back with another episode of Hog HQ Live. Of course, sponsored to you by Hog HQ. We got Adam, Matt, and myself. And, we got a lot to tap into tonight. We got a lot to tap into tonight. And the biggest thing I think for tonight is going to be we want to hear you guys' questions, statements, you know what I'm saying? Any type of grievance or gripes you have, we want to hear those things. But before we tap into the game, we're going to start with football. Before we tap into the game, Adam has something he wants to post and address.
All right, let's go ahead with it.
Now, Adam, what are you putting up right now? What is this?
Right now, so this is the video going around last night. Polar Express on in the locker room. I think everybody's seen it. It's one of those things that, yes, it happened. No, it was not in the locker room of, first team, second. It wasn't. It was red shirts or freshmen or travel team, whatever it was. Non-travel team. It was on a TV, I guess, that plays that like 24/7. Do I think it should have happened? No. Should there have been coaches with those guys? Yes. Should they maybe have been watching game film to learn? Yes. I think one of the best things that could be done for players that aren't in the game or aren't getting their opportunity, put them with everybody else at halftime. I don't understand why there's separation. I don't understand why it's like that. I feel like they would learn better from being in a locker room with everybody so they can see what's being addressed, the vibe, the whatever. It's unfortunate that it came out. Of course, whoever posts it is just going to automatically assume the worst and assume that that's, our starting teams that are just sitting there watching a Christmas movie. And that wasn't the case, but people don't necessarily dive into things, or they just see the headline, they see the video, they repost it, they retweet it, and it starts to spread like wildfire. I went through when I saw it and paused the video a few times just to look up some of the players who I'm not going to name, but it's over. It's done with. Should it have happened? No. And time to move on from it.
I want to address something on that before we move forward. I guess my question was, even though that was going on, that's in the visiting locker room, they separate the younger players from the players that's actually playing. Who decided that it was a great idea for you to record that and then post it? Like the discretion of it. Like whoever is in the locker room, and like I said, I don't know. I don't want to assume who it was, but it's just distasteful to me at the end of the day to try to put stuff out there like that.
But that's all I really got about it.
Gotcha. All right, guys. So we're gonna jump straight into this 48-10 loss to Auburn in Fayetteville. So, guys, this week we got some little film showing this week. We're gonna talk about the game as the film is going. Like I said, feel free to drop any questions or comments as you watch. But that first drive said a lot. I was getting ready to step out and go to an event. Um, and I was just looking like, well, I'll just watch the game when I get there. But I looked and I said, wait a minute. This young fella is making moves and getting loose and lowering his shoulder on the goal line. I said, this is going to be a long game. Who knew that it would be the score that it was? But man, Auburn always plays us tough. No matter if it's fair, unfair. Talking about the whole spike situation from a couple years ago. But at the end of the day, it was another loss on the record. We now are out of bowl contention. All right, so that's one of the bigger things. So one thing we had left was to fight for bowl contention. At this point, we have to figure out what's going to happen. We've all seen the posts. We've all heard the conversation. It has started to. People are just putting gasoline on this thing, and rightfully so. Rightfully so. But a couple of things that people want to happen is possibly going to happen. We don't know to what effect. We won't be trying to be the guys to say we said it first. That's not our thing. We just like to speak on it once it comes out and it's official, and then we can speak to it to the best of our ability. You guys got anything on what we're watching so far or what's going on around the program?
I don't really have a whole lot on the game because I mean it seemed like I'll be honest. I was late to it. I turned it on. It was 21-3,
Hmm.
and I was like, "That's all I need to see." Um, I did leave the radio on low, and every once in a while I'd come up to it and turn it up a little louder to see what was going on. And I did hear Chris was coming in the game, so I turned the TV back on. And I ended up walking away. I missed his run and everything, but I did see the touchdown, and I was quite impressed with the touchdown. It was one of the better throws I've seen all year. To be honest with you, um, it the team had given up. In my opinion, I don't know this, but it just looked like the team had given up after they got punched in the mouth a couple of times. And I kind of think everybody's turning the page and letting go of the rope, however you want to phrase it.
Hmm.
And, as I started getting news, and I was a little late to it, posting it, but um, it's some of my most trusted people were saying that. And so I ran with it. I don't know when it is, but I like Sam, but um, it's time. It's time.
What you got? What you got, Adam?
I mean, I watched the game from more or less start to finish. Now, I will
Hmm.
say, like in the second half, like Matt had it down low, doing other things, but kind of still just keeping track of what was going on. That first drive really just, I mean, it set the tone for the rest of the game. I sat there and wondered, like, did we leave everything in Gainesville from the previous week? Um,
Hmm.
when the Nudie got the interception and we went down and only got a field goal out of it, I was just kind of like, because I thought maybe like, okay, we're about to kind of claw our way back to at least a respectable deficit. And then it just didn't happen. Because in my mind, I kept playing up like, all right, so we need to do this to chip away at the lead and then do this. But then it was just every time Auburn came down, it was just another score, another score because before the half it's like okay we try to score here then we get the ball back in the second half and then just nothing was going. I
Gotcha.
don't know if there were other issues let's say with Rocket but he sat most or he sat all the second quarter. um, I know he had 11 yards unofficially but with the yards lost he ended up with a net of 0 on
That's the
8
Criswell
rushes.
touchdown. Uh,
Yeah. So, when I saw Criswell come in, which, we've talked about off and on, he looked more poised in the pocket than KJ has this season. And I know it was cleanup time. It's hard to like judge that to everything else, but, it was a little bit of a spark that we hadn't seen.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
So let me chime into some things. And once again, that clip was brought to you by SEC Network. Thanks for pulling that up so we can watch it. You can still run if you want to. So either way, this is my 2 cents about this. I'm no longer looking at game to game. And 2 games ago, I started doing this. I'm looking at the overall program, and that's where my mindset is, and a lot of where my comments are coming from. It makes me wonder. It makes me wonder. We all knew Sam Pittman was a great guy. We knew he was a something that we needed at the time coming out of the Chad Morris era. We also know a few coaches want this job. This is a very hard job. A lot of jobs that people take, even if it's a lower level team, you got recruiting in your backyard, and that makes it a lot easier to make things happen and to build your team. We talk about NIL, we talk about transfer portal, and we try to say, are we competitive in the SEC? And as Adam always says, hey, we do have a competitive tracking in regards to NIL. My thing is this, and as much as I love Sam Pittman as a person, once again we got our coach. You can say what you will about Hugh Freeze and his off the field situations. We got our coach again, right? We got our coach again. I feel like it's so much that Sam Pittman has learned every year, but he's never gotten ahead of it. It's like every year he fights something, then somebody on the staff makes him accept it. Okay, coach, this is what we're dealing with. And then whether it was Odom, Now it's Travis Williams. It doesn't matter who it is, but somebody says, "Hey, coach, we got to roll what we got. This is what we got on our depth charts. What we got to roll with." And it seemed like every year he was a step behind, and the rest of the conference just kept advancing. Let's be clear. You got what FIU and Missouri left. If you don't score 60 points against FIU, I don't know what to say. Missouri, I think it's an L. I'm gonna call it early. What you unless you just got something to play for, unless you say I'm hit the portal, unless you say I'm going to the league, what you got to play for? Who knows what the program is going to look like? Like I said, we don't know for sure. We don't know if he's going to finish the season. We don't know if he's done and won't be on the sideline next week. We don't know what's going to happen in that regard. But overall, I think Hunter Yurchek saw something was like, I got to make a move at this point. And I'm sure they've had some behind the scenes conversations up until this point and say, hey, this is what the rest of the season looks like. If X happens, then this is what we're going to do. If Y happens, this is what we're going to do. And now he's forced to make a decision. I'll go into something else. We do this shit every 45 years, and it's getting on my last nerve. We can't get any stability, and it's pissing me off because it's like, damn, if we can just get one person, if we can get one person and build around them. And I'm not saying they're gonna have instant success, right? But if we got to give them some time to get their own players in there and see promise and progression every single season, I think we can make it happen. I'm going to go back and say something that makes sense today. I'm going to give credit to Brett Bielema. Never thought I'd do it. I'm going to give credit to Brett Bielema. One thing I learned, when Brett Bielema came from Wisconsin, we knew he had 1,000-yard rushers every single season, which is one of the main reasons why we had some top rushers that came to Arkansas during that time. And I'm going to go ahead and say it. That's another reason why those offensive linemen came to their school. Denver Kirkland, that's Bielema. That's Bielema. I gotta give him credit, and I didn't want to do it. I gotta give him credit. They came because they seen what they seen at Wisconsin. Said I got a chance to run that style of offense in the SEC. I want to be a part of that. I look at it too. When Pittman went to Georgia, the name itself stands on its own. Not even to mention Kirby Smart and his pedigree and where he came from. Them linemen at Georgia that he was calling, oh, you got drafted first round, and we haven't seen to get those guys in Arkansas. That because that was Kirby Smart, and that was Georgia. So I have yet to see, and I asked this a while back, when is Sam Pittman going to get a freshman out of, when is he going to get a player from high school and groom him and get him drafted to the NFL? I didn't see it. And we won't see it. And it really is really a telling tale for me. And at the end of the day, I felt like he did great with what he did. His statement in his presser talked about not worried about his job security, but worried about his relationship with those kids. I think he did a great job of mentoring these young men. I think he did a great job of teaching them life lessons. But at the end of the day, this is a business. It's about wins and losses, and there's money involved. And if we're not winning consistently and we're not showing progression game after game and season after season, this is what we're going to come to. And it's getting really old. It's getting really old. And I'll let you guys tap into that. And I got something else to add on back in about potentials.
Yeah, no, it's tough to go through. I think we've been at like 9 coaches in the past 20 years. And I mean, it's hard to watch. It's hard to sit through. I'm to the point that, every year you have these expectations. We put out these predictions. We have these hopes, or when a new coach comes in, whatever. And it's like, now I just kind of look at it and I question why. I've told y'all, just like I've told the other admins on our group chats, like, next year or whenever, year after. I mean, I'd be hard pressed to ever predict a winning season. And, the preseason predictions that we all talk about, we put out. The reason I do that or say that is because until we have somebody in here that can show that they can win 7 games at minimum per season for 2 to 3 seasons in a row, it's kind of like, why are we constantly picking us to go 8-4 or 9-3 or whatever? And that's just how like defeated and demoralized I feel when it comes to like watching and reporting on, this program. It's hard. It's tough to watch when you can't back up your predictions at all. It's tough to keep sitting through.
Yeah, we're a basketball school. People don't admit it. We're a basketball school and a baseball school and a track school.
Yeah,
But
I would say trade school, but go ahead.
yeah, oh yeah. I mean, if by the numbers, obviously.
Yeah.
But I'm not excited about this coaching search. I don't like the names out there, especially after the last one we had
Mm-hmm.
and the people that turned us down. And here we go again. I'm just not. I'm not excited. I'm not looking forward to this. I hope we can. I can be surprised, but it, they need to put their money where their mouth is. They need to either keep paying average salaries, expecting average results, and living with it and shutting up, or they need to go all in and go for somebody. But I mean, who are you going to get? The best person that anybody can think of really is Dion, and he's kind of lost some of that luster with some of these losses. But if you could get him to come in with, he's talking about like Warren Sapp supposed to join him next year and this and that. I mean, if you could get an all-star type of coaching staff, maybe that would be your chance of fighting in the SEC. But otherwise, expect to fight for bowl wins, especially when you're about to bring in Oklahoma and Texas. It's just going to get harder.
Right. Right. I think about the fact of the reality of it is when in regards to the state of Texas, we probably get the third or fourth tier player out of Texas. I mean, let's be honest. Most of the top players from Texas are going to Texas. They're going to OU or whoever just won a national championship. That's a lot of Georgia
Mm-hmm.
players, a lot of Georgia players from the state of Texas. It's a lot of Alabama players from the state of Texas. And then you got to think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Texas A&M, LSU, proximity alone. So to want to come to Arkansas and unless you just want to say I know I can play right now, it's not one of your top choices. You got great coaches on the staff that are great in having relationships with kids, so they're able to get guys on campus, and that's great. The thing is, can you get them to sign? Can you get them to sign? And if somebody has a counter offer in regards to NIL, can we be competitive in that nature, right? Um, Speaking of things of those nature, I'm gonna miss that. I'm gonna miss that. I am gonna miss that. Um, but it makes me wonder, and I'm gonna go ahead and say it if nobody else will say it. I'm sick of recycling damn coaches. I'm sick of it. Don't
Yes.
give me nobody else that's been on the damn payroll. I'm sick of it. Like, go get somebody that's fresh. You always want somebody with Arkansas ties. Start with getting the players, the former players, to be GAs or something, analysts on the damn staff. Start there, okay? Then let those guys venture off into their coaching careers and have opportunity to come back, and then maybe have a different title at a different time in life. But as far as recycling coaches, it's getting real old. And I'm just gonna throw a scenario out there that nobody has said that I'm making up in my head. If Malzahn is an actual applicant, and Texas A&M is looking for a coach too, when it comes to money, we're not even competitive. You let Lane Kiffin go in the middle of the night because Ole Miss came with a counter offer. And Jimmy Sexton, I'm gonna throw his name in there. Jimmy Sexton played all this stuff, and they keep hiring him to do all these damn contracts, and we get played in the end. I don't understand how this keep happening to us. People say the whole Nolan situation we cursed. I don't know. I don't know what to believe at this point. But all I'm saying is, if Hunter Yurachek wants to be serious about winning, have a winning football program, you got to back up the bus, that truck, and throw some duffel bags at somebody. Sign a big boy contract to somebody who's a proven winner in a proven quality conference. Hell, we've never had an Alabama coordinator. Everybody else get one. We've never had it. If you can't beat them, go get somebody from their staff that can recruit and who has comes from a disciple of Saban, and they can teach you some stuff. They can get you some success. I don't know what the answer is. I really don't have the answers, but it's very frustrating to watch us go through this over and over and over again. Every time we feel like we have some type of success, we're back at square one again. And as you said, Matt, with Texas and OU coming into the conference, it's going to get even harder. We was worried about beating Missouri and Texas A&M. Shit, we can't beat either one of them. And now you're talking about Texas and OU. I don't know. I mean, if the more victory person in me says we hung in there and we fought with a lot of teams and lost by one score, it shows fight. But I tell you what, if could Nick Saban take this roster and win 9 to 10 games? Could Malzahn
Yeah.
take this roster? Could Malzahn take this roster and win 9 to 10 games?
I look at it
Yeah.
like kind of just touching on you talking about, the recycling of coaches, and I'm done with it.
Yeah.
I'm tired of getting brought up or formers because, today we've seen obviously the Malzahn, we've seen the trailer, we've seen Barry Lunny Jr., and it's something that slipped through me looking into players or coaches, but I even looked at I've thrown out their Texas State's coach, and hell, he was an offensive analyst at Arkansas, Chad Morris's first year. So now I'm like, no, let's scratch that off the
Nobody
board
wants
because
him.
Right.
I'd like to just, and afterwards, like he went to the Eagles and then Hawaii, and then he was offensive coordinator under Malzahn at UCF before becoming a head coach. But I'm just like,
Oh, double whammy.
yeah. So it's, I saw that and I was just like, okay, coming off of that one, because, I've looked at Jamie Chadwell's name has been thrown out there. He's Liberty's coach. I will say about him, yes, he took over Liberty after Freeze. They're 9-0 this season, but he also turned around Coastal Carolina.
Oh, that's the same guy. Okay.
Yeah, his first 2 to 3 years there, it was 2 wins, 3 wins, 5 wins, but then it was 11 wins. His last season there was 9 wins. So, he turned that program around. So, his name's been thrown out there. I just think that if you're not going to throw $7 to $9 million at a coach, that you're going to end up, I don't want to say settle, but then you're going to try to find that up and comer that may or may not work.
You're taking a gamble. You're taking a gamble.
And then are we used as a stepping stone once again?
Yeah. I'm with it. I'm over this shit. At the end of the day, I'm frustrated as everybody else. I don't know what to do. I'm really trying to take a back seat just to see how Hunter Yurchek moves and how this transition goes. Get someone young. This is Will. So get someone young and energetic with exciting offensive scheme and try to keep the defensive staff. I agree with that point, Will. Let's just be clear. All of the fans ain't gonna be happy. They're gonna find something to complain about either way. So the hell with how everybody feels. As long as Hunter Yurchek likes who it is and feel like they have promise and feel like they're giving them a competitive pay, competitive salary, I think we got a chance. I would love to keep the defensive staff. I'm all on board for that. And the one thing that I feel kind of on the fence about the Malzahn thing is I don't want Malzahn. But I know his offensive scheme can be productive. I also know he has a relationship with Travis Williams. They were together.
Mm-hmm.
So that would allow him to keep the defensive staff intact, which keeps the recruiting class intact on the defensive side of the ball, and then work around whoever you have on the offensive side. So I look at it from both sides and just try to figure out what can work. But like I said, we don't write the checks. We don't make the final decisions. We just comment on what's going on. Arkansas will be gun shy by hiring some small school coach because of Chad Morris. And another thing about that, the boosters. Somebody said something about the boosters. They all on board with Malzahn. Ain't these the same dudes who didn't want to pay him when he was trying to stay? And he was playing us between another school and trying to get money? I don't like the flip-flopping crap.
Well,
I just feel like we got to be consistent. Go ahead.
There's apparently a group of boosters that are willing to now, write the check for Malzahn, but at the same time, Yurchek's the one that has the final say and has let them know that.
Gotcha.
So, I see Teresa here said, did anyone else see Madre Hill's post? Well worth a read. I hadn't until now, but if y'all want, I'll read it. I don't have it propped up, ready to go.
Yeah.
But he said, at the end of the day, the score is all that matters. There are a number of reasons why our program is in its current state, from scandals from a number of coaches to non-recruitment of others, to a lackluster past administration. However, past is the past, and rightfully so. We have to move forward with our agreed statement of support and patience. Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither will a broken but loved football program. WPS, we are 1-0, and that's a start. Past is the past and should stay there. future is where we are headed, like it or not. Woo Pig Suey, one hog call, one heartbeat. So it's
Okay.
well, wait, actually, that was old one. Well, that still actually works today.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That works. Either way, like I said, we don't know what the state of the program looks like. We all got our fingers crossed. Usually, anytime we hear names, it's never the first or second guy. It's usually never the first or second guy. So it's like this is surface level with this whole name dropping thing, and I'll just let it blow over until something really comes to fruition. My thoughts exactly on the Gus comment. If you want to keep some results, some recruits and a recruiting staff and a defensive staff, you're gonna get him. Like I said, I'm on
But
both sides of the fence. So go ahead, man.
that's if you can. That's if he is the leading candidate for A&M, and if you're going to get in a bidding war with them, which I mean,
You
you're not
can't
going to
beat
beat
them.
that. You're not going
Yeah,
to
you
beat
can't.
that. They got too
Yeah,
many people. We got a couple of big fish. They got a lot of big fish and small fish down there,
there you go.
and they're not
That
asking the same ones for NIL, for coaching money, for building stuff. They're not double and triple dipping on the same people asking for money. They're
right,
just spreading it out. Hey, can you give me $10? Can you give just asking each person around there.
right,
It's just a
right,
lot
right,
easier to
right.
recruit with more people.
All right, I guess we'll transition into a little bit of basketball. But before we transition into basketball, Adam, do you have a sponsor for the week?
Oh, I forgot it in my kitchen. Y'all keep talking.
All right, look. So before we go into basketball, we got an idea, and I'm gonna do a little teaser, right? So we were talking, and was like, hey man, it's getting close to the holidays, and one of the things I thought about is, what if we have what if we have a segment like I make fun about having a sponsor, but I was like, what if we do gift ideas? What if we do gift ideas for the holidays? So if it's a young lady out here and you wonder what your man or your nephew or your son may like, maybe we have some suggestions. If it's a guy on here and most men buy for themselves all year, and then they wife or their significant other come up with something for the holidays. But most men be like, "Oh, I'm good. I don't want anything." Well, we're gonna drop some ideas and we're gonna put this together for you guys, so we can drop some suggestions for gift ideas for the holidays. Well, my man Adam is back. Adam, you got a sponsor for us today? My man got the smart food. It's the nacho. It's the Dorito nacho cheese. I don't think I've had that one. We smart food fanatics at this house. Like we get the party size bag and we get the what is it the cheddar and yeah, we get all of them. Yeah, we get
Well,
all of them. We love
I figured since we're in the season of the realm of getting out your popcorn and watching things unfold, it
it.
was fitting. But no, so Sam's had the Cool Ranch version of these,
Okay.
and then these the nacho cheese ones were at Walmart, and I was like, bet. And then it just happened that this weekend happened and all this talk, and so I was like, hey, perfect time.
There we go. There we go. There we go. So, as you getting your popcorn ready, we're gonna transition to some basketball. We played Gardner-Webb this week. Got another dub. Got another dub. Shout out to Coach Mustin and the basketball staff. MySpace was the best social media. Facts. 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 You can have your music on that. Man, my page was jumping.
You knew what
My
you
page would take
knew.
5 minutes to load.
Yeah,
You knew
yeah.
where you stood with your friends based on your top 8 or whatever. It's like you piss somebody
Oh,
off, it's like, oh, I'm taking
oh
you off
man.
number 1 spot.
Yeah. I wish I could log into MySpace today and put it on my IG or something.
So I can still log into mine, but
Really?
it won't load like all my pictures and videos, but it's still like up there.
Gotcha.
So
When you
all right.
when you guys like to see young Adam? Oh, oh. In his MySpace days? Oh, that'll be interesting. All right, so
Will it
let's dig
though?
into. Go ahead. Go ahead. What you say?
I said, will it though?
Who knows? Let's dig into this basketball. So we got Gardner-Webb, got another victory. Shout out to Muss and the basketball team. They bring in the energy. They bring in the energy. So we got a clip of the basketball. That's courtesy of War Machine 2013 on his YouTube. Right? You can check out War Machine on X, aka Twitter, or on YouTube as well. But this is a video that he posted with some highlights from the game. This once again, I can't get too caught up in the rotation, but it's a couple of the same guys that's popping off the screen to me every time. Um, I'm excited about the potential of guys who can guard on the wing. I love the spacing right there. I love the spacing. Boop. I love that mid-range jumper. That's one thing that's been missing for the past 2 years. I think Jalen Williams was the last guy I seen that had a great mid-range game. Um, Good old turnover right there. Let's see what we do on the defensive end. Oh, we let them score. Either
Yeah,
way,
I definitely thought during that game because I had made the post, I think shortly before the game, that Jimmy Witt had made the Santa Cruz Warriors G League roster. And I was just like, oh, if we just had that automatic mid range that Jimmy Witt had.
Yeah. Look at that.
Marcus. And Battle's done well, but Marcus really surprised me with his offensive game. I had one of my best friends has been on me about him since he came into the picture, and I've kind of, yeah. I mean, he'll be good defensively, and he'll make some shots and stuff, but he's really him and Battle seem to be kind of putting us on their backs a little bit, and making sure we don't give up those leads. I mean, yeah, we came out sloppy and whatnot, but it seems to be a little bit more mature team, and you're not having the mistakes we would have in the past, say last year or so. I don't know if this team may have a slump that we like to have going right before February or so or March, where was it like 3 games we like to lose in a row for a couple of years we had the past. I'm not sure if we did it last year, but you know what I'm saying. And I feel like this team has a more mature approach to the game and a real hunger. And I think we've got a lot of people that bring different aspects to it, but I think we are lacking a little bit of a big man inside offensively. To just drop it off inside. I mean, we got Brazil, but
look at that. Look at the dime. Look at the dime.
Yeah, it's just driving kick is what we are, and I like it. I like the 5-man out because you get Brazil out on any big man, he's just going to drive and dunk on them all day.
Now I watched Duke's game the other day, just to kind of look forward to see what type of issues they would bring when they play us. But
with Arizona, is what you're talking about?
Yeah. But I'm looking at the whole big man in the paint, scoring. That's the one thing I looked at and was like, I wonder what we're going to look like in that regard. Now we played against a nationally recognized big in Purdue and handled it well. Like they threw waves of guys at him. I just know that Duke is really well coached and they have a wave of players that come off the bench and they can step in when another guy gets in foul trouble. So that's one thing I'm interested to look into in regards to that. And shout out to Devo Davis, man, and his ability to take care of the ball. His veteran leadership is paying dividends having him back. I'm so glad he decided to come back for another season. But his ability to hold on to the ball and not have silly turnovers that may cost you in the long run, that shows a lot of great leadership by him. So shout out to Devo for that.
Who's this? I think one thing with Battle is he's coming in with almost. I mean, he's got a point to prove. Like, yeah, he's coming from Temple, but like he's coming in to take control of the game and to let everybody know who he is if he didn't already know.
Did you see that? Look at that. Look at Brazil is nice. The fact that he can handle the ball, spin move, and then get a mid-range jumper. That's nice. Look at that passing.
Right here's the 3. Yep.
Bam. Yes,
and that's one thing too that with the big men, it's like if you're gonna be Brazil's size, which this is kind of some of my questions have been with Jalen Graham in the past being just an inch shorter, but you've got to be able to dribble, drive, shoot. When it comes to today's NBA, which is where all these guys want to go, you don't really have those slow moving big men anymore. You've got to be able to have a shot, be able to handle the ball well.
Look at you. I would like to see us do more press, more full court press this season. I doubt it'll happen, but can't leave that man.
It will at some point. Like there'll be a point where he throws Devo, Mark out there, and they're just going to start pressing on him. He's done a little token at times just to make. I think it was against Purdue or something, just to make them walk it up the court a lot slower, so they're getting into the sets later in the shot clock. But it's not going to be Nolan type pressing. I don't expect. But every once in a while, he'll throw a double team at somebody around half court. As soon as they cross half court, you'll see
Look
Brazil
at that.
and his
That
big
right
long
there.
arms just come out and just start swarming a little guard. It's pretty funny at times.
Well, and we've got the 2 games coming up this week, Monday and Friday, 7 o'clock in Bud Walton. But that's preparing for these guys to go to the Bahamas. The week or Thanksgiving week. They're playing. They'll be playing a different caliber of team than what they've been used to so far in these first 2 games.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
my
guy Logan said, "Battle is a better version of No Tape," and I love it. No Tape had that green light. He just pulled up from half court. He didn't really give a damn. But Musk gave him the green light to do that as well.
Mm-hmm.
Arkansas is far more physical than Duke. Look at how they showed that physicality during Purdue. Absolutely agree with that. Did you guys catch Musk's comment post game when he kind of took a shot at Devo for taking heat check threes? Yeah,
I was about to say that a minute ago. He needs to take a step or 2 in because he's taking 20. I don't know how far it is, 27 footers or something. It seems like he's trying to take NBA threes, and it's not working. That'd be the only complaint I really have with Devo right now because everything else he's done has been good.
Yeah, it looked good when Steph Curry do it, but hell, Steph Curry practiced this all day long.
And
he's ruined basketball, I swear.
So apparently, thanks to our YouTube stream just got shut down. So I guess it was maybe because of but the film came off of YouTube, so I'm not sure.
And you gave him courtesy.
I gave him courtesy.
Yeah.
But shout out to Will for paying attention and watching both of them and letting us know that you also can catch us on YouTube. That's what's up. No disrespect, no take.
Really appreciate it.
Life goes
Absolutely. On. So once again, basketball, football. Remember, guys, we're on Instagram. We're also on YouTube as well. Of course, you're checking us out on Facebook right now. Most of you guys is where you are. And we just thank you guys for keeping tabs on all the ways to watch. And when are we going to take down this formerly known as?
Around the 20th, I think.
Yeah, but it's 28 days is the earliest we can do it after changing the name.
So coming up, I say probably part of this weekend to next week, we will post a couple of different graphics for the new banner, the new kind of official logo, if you will, of the group. It's going to be a poll for everybody in the group to vote on. We'll have that running for about a week. And then at that 28-day mark, we'll drop the formerly known as. But on the 5-year anniversary or on the 20th, we'll make the banner change and the logo change and whatnot. And we'll make that official. So we'll have that posted. Probably throw it up tonight or tomorrow and let everybody start voting on it.
So everybody in the group, it's 20,000 people in this group. So all the active members will have an opportunity to vote on which banner they would like for the new Hog HQ logo.
And it'll be in the featured section.
Where's that at?
I don't know. It's probably at the bottom of the page somewhere.
So the games this week. We got games on what day? We got Old Dominion.
What you want? So tomorrow, tennis has tennis like every day this week. They're playing in Fort Worth. I didn't see any streaming information. I don't know. But tomorrow night at 7 o'clock, we've got men's basketball versus Old Dominion. That'll be on SEC Network Plus and ESPN Plus. So either in your ESPN app, off screen, or like I watch ESPN Plus through Hulu. So either way. Tuesday, you've got the women playing against Little Rock or UALR, whatever they go by now. That's at 7. Also in Bud Walton Arena. It'll be on SEC Network Plus or ESPN app. I didn't see anything on Wednesday for the volleyball game at Ole Miss, but they play at 8 o'clock. Their season's still rolling. They're still going strong. Thursday, you've got tennis and swim and dive. Friday's a big day you've got tennis and swimming all day. Soccer, second round of the NCAA tournament is at 6:30. It'll be on ESPN Plus. I'll say if you're not going to the basketball game and you're in Fayetteville, I know it's going to be a little bit chilly, but go support the soccer team. I mean, give them a high attendance they'll be hosting the second and third round of the tournament. So they, definitely being this far need to get the support. Friday nights, we've got men's basketball versus UNC Greensboro. From what I saw, that was just on SEC Network Plus, so the ESPN app. And then women's basketball also play at 7, but they're at Jonesboro against Arkansas State. And that one will be on ESPN Plus. And then men's and women's cross country are in the NCAA championships Saturday morning. And then, of course, the FIU game is at 6:30 on ESPNU.
How many points we need to score against FIU to forget about yesterday?
We ain't going to forget about yesterday.
A million.
Yeah. 1 million points.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I was even surprised that the line was at Arkansas favored by like 24 or 26. I was just like, no. Mm-mm.
All right, to chime into that game real quick, do you sit KJ and Rocket? Or do you pull them early?
I got nothing to play for.
I mean, I say at this point, these last 2 games, why don't you play younger guys or your guys that haven't gotten to play much?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean,
give an opportunity. And see if they really want to stay a part of the program. Who knows what transition will look like. One thing I give Pittman credit for, he always said, like, when it was his time to go, like, it would be a seamless transition. So we'll see what that looks like. But like you said, it also depends on what Hunter Yurchek says, and he's going to have the final say-so on that. So hopefully it's a seamless transition. In my opinion, hopefully we can keep the defensive staff intact. That'll be key. So it won't be as much turnover. And whoever slides into that position, it will be something that they can agree with to have those guys on staff. Are we looking for any type of announcement during the week? Is there anything we can speak on, or we'll just let it fall, or how does that work?
I haven't heard anything official, so I don't know when it's going to happen. It's going to happen.
Gotcha.
I've heard rumblings of tomorrow, and then not. They may let him play out the season. It could happen, but I don't know if it's going to be a firing or a resigning, but more than likely, once it all goes down, I'll go into more detail of stuff I've known about that I haven't even touched on about all this.
Yeah, there's no need for you to drop any inside information that you have, because, we just don't believe in backpedaling over here. I mean, whatever you say, you got to stand on it. So just a hot dog is a taco. Okay. I'm not going to go back and forth with you, but if a hot dog is a taco, is a hot dog also a sandwich?
I think a hot dog is more of a taco than it is a sandwich, because a sandwich is between 2 buns or 2 pieces of bread.
Hey, man, we're going to send you a drug test. Who knows what the hell you talking about? A taco? Really?
Yeah. Taco.
A glizzy is a taco. Gotcha. All right, let me check into these comments real quick before we slide. Who will get more minutes, Davenport or Pinion? Davenport. It's easy for me, just for his ability to create his own points and defense. Pinion does good when he gets wide open looks, but defensive liability, he is still that until we see otherwise. I want to say Davenport is struggling lately. Penny has been taking advantage of a few minutes he's been getting, and he should. I think any player that must let's get playing time, because I think they know what's happening. You play early in the season, chances are when we seeing you later on in the season. So you got to take advantage of where it must know. He call your number. You know what I'm saying? You'll produce.
And I know a lot of people asked the last game. Yeah, a lot of people asked the last game. Layden Blocker was out with an illness. I saw some people posting like, "Oh, he was in the doghouse," or he was sick. He didn't play. Just don't read into it. It is what it is.
Yeah. Will dropped this question. and we can kind of dive out with this. Y'all choice for the new head coach. Anybody want to touch that? Anybody that's watching want to drop a comment? I know it was a post made because Adam was like, "Hey, can we not make 15 posts about the same question? Let's drop everything in one place."
Which
And thank you for that.
some of y'all listen to. I appreciate
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. Um, new head coach. Nobody's gonna be happy. When I think about an option for a head coach, I think about someone who's been a proven winner, someone, and I'm thinking an offensive minded person because that's where the game is going now, scoring points. I think of somebody that's fairly young but mature and that can be energetic and get in the right recruits. I like Cliff Kingsbury. People say, see, there you go. You don't like him personally. Go get Petrino.
No, I don't think that Kingsbury is going to happen. And
I don't
I'm
think
not
nothing.
on the Petrino train.
Okay.
I mean,
I
That's
don't.
not a train.
no, that's a
That's not a
It's a
motorcycle.
really
But
motorcycle.
yeah, but I mean, I am in the set mindset of I think a younger coach would be ideal.
Mhm.
Um, you kind of look at some of these out there. I mean, I know Pittman's 62, um, but I've seen some names thrown out there that were right around the 60 mark. But um, one of the guys, I don't remember if it was GJ or Chadwell, but they're like in their mid to I mean, they're in their 40s.
Gotcha.
And so I'm just kind of like, get somebody that if they work out are going to be here for a decent amount of time because 9 coaches in 20 years is oof. Rex Ryan.
Right. You can jump in. I want to read this comment, but y'all can keep going. So
No,
I seen a comment that said negative Ghost Rider,
that was
but
probably
then it
about
said,
my. I thought that. I figured that was about my hot dog comment.
"Gotcha." Then my comment wasn't regarding the basketball. Okay. Cool, cool, cool.
So we
Garrett
got
Riley. Who is that? Jeff Libby. We know about Jeff Libby. Brown.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
That's
Garrett
good. I know
Riley.
that name.
Will,
Know
who
that
is
name.
Garrett Riley? Where is he at? What does he do? I mean, he's the offense coordinator. Cliff
offensive
Kingsbury.
coordinator at Clemson.
I knew that name. Yeah. I mean, aren't they
Uh,
struggling?
Mm,
that because their
30.
coach don't believe in
I
That,
mean,
NIL
it
too.
doesn't mean it's because of him, but you never know.
Right.
he's only 34 years old. Dang.
Okay. Cliff Kingsbury. Thank you. Lincoln
You'll
Riley.
hear the Duke coach Elko
Mike
coming
Elko at
out.
Duke.
Oh,
Mhm.
that's his name. I got you.
Yeah, Mike Elko. I saw somebody today, and I actually looked at it. They pulled up a Michigan's defensive coordinator, Jesse Minter.
Is
Um,
that the guy that was crying the other day?
no, that's
Was that the one
Sharon
recording?
something.
Okay.
No, not him either. But their defensive coordinator is actually from Little Rock, and so that's where some people were pulling that out of.
Was TCU OC last year? TCU was putting up numbers last year. That's what's
Mhm.
up. Might not be a bad option. It like I said, I take the LSU example for example. LSU went and got they went and paid the coach from Notre Dame to just leave Notre Dame. Who does that? Like that's big time. That's big time cojones right there. I like that. If we can pull somebody from a school and just say, look, you can come to SEC. We know it's the SEC West. You already got connections in regard to recruiting. You got pipelines at certain schools, certain areas, states. Hey, let's roll with it and see if you can keep this defensive staff intact because we don't need them.
That brings me
Jamie
to
Chadwell.
my thoughts. Our
Okay,
best
go ahead.
coaching hires have been when we pulled somebody from the NFL outside of Broyles and um, Houston Nutt. It would be Lou Holtz and Bobby Petrino. We both pulled them mid-season out of the NFL. And so to stir the pot, I would say if anybody I would pick would be Mike Tomlin.
Whoa. Hey, see your friend over there.
Remember all them college rumors last year he was getting?
Yeah, no. It's not happening. Look at his face
I
over there.
know it's not. I just figured I thought it might start something with y'all too.
No. He ain't got. He quiet today. You know why he quiet today?
Because
Why?
Baltimore lost.
Oh yeah, but we won. Yeah, we won.
Hey,
Yes,
well, also with Jesse Minter, who's from Little Rock and Michigan's defensive coordinator, he was also a defensive analyst for the Baltimore Ravens.
Hey,
Mm.
what you
hey.
do?
But if
That's
you want to
great.
get into the, I mean, everybody, or not say everybody, a lot of people started jumping on the John Gruden bandwagon again.
Oh, I heard he was wearing a red tie.
He did make that. He made the comment when he was at the touchdown club, didn't he?
Is
Mm-hmm.
that where it was at? I saw
He
like
likes the
last year they
attention.
put out the that he would like to coach at Arkansas. Or he's been quoted as wanting to coach in the SEC, but
Now, Will dropped a comment, and this name has been lost, but I'm riding with you on that. Dave Aranda from Baylor, that was formerly at LSU. I like that. I like that. Age
Mm-hmm.
group is right. You got Texas recruiting ties. No nonsense type of guy, but still, you know what I'm saying, can have a serviceable staff and let people do their job, but he still commands respect. I like that. Kellen Moore, hell no. Hell no.
but
Where's Where's Kellen Moore at now? I know he was with the Cowboys. I know he left.
I don't know. But so
LA Chargers offense coordinator.
On Dave Aranda though, I mean they had the same, or they're 3-6 this year. They were 6-7 last year. So are we going off of one season at Baylor that he's had that's good? Or are we going pre-Baylor? I mean,
Are we? Are we? We got Chad Morris, and he was offensive coordinator. We got Pittman, who just was offensive lineman coach.
I mean, but we're wanting to change things.
We do, as the fans.
The
I
fans
don't know if
always
they.
want to go 180 after what you
Hell
get
yeah,
now.
because you sick of it. I'm sick of it. Finish type of resume and send it in tomorrow. I mean, why not? Hell yeah, why not? Question: Who was the offensive coordinator when Petrino was head coach?
Paul
There was
Petrino.
Garrett.
Bobby Petrino.
Oh
No, there was
no,
Garrett.
it was
There
Garrett
was
McGee, and then
Garrett
it was
McGee.
Garrett
I
McGee, and
know. I'm
then
just
Paul
messing.
Petrino.
Right.
Because Paul Petrino was there for John L's year, I believe.
Gotcha. Yeah, I know
Yes.
Garrett McGee
Yeah.
was doing real damn
He
well.
left for UAB, wasn't it?
Yep. And then the whole program got shut down and some other crap. So
So
either way.
currently, he is quarterbacks. Nope, that was playing time. He's at Louisville as the wide receivers coach.
Well, he's
Mm.
still there.
Yeah, well,
I think
that's
he
just
went with
this year.
Petrino back there.
Oh, yeah, he did.
Oh.
He in 20 after Louisville for 2 seasons with Petrino. He went to Illinois. Then he was at Missouri as an analyst. He was at Florida as an analyst. Purdue's wide receiver coach last year. Now Louisville.
Oh, shout out! I thought I was the only person
That
that
should tell you
seen it.
something.
Somebody said Garrett Morris. I was like, no, Garrett Morris was on SNL in the '70s, but he was also on Jamie Foxx show. I'm like, shout
Oh
out to Brad.
yeah.
Shout out to Brad. Absolutely, you know what it is. Look, real last minute thing before we get up out of here, and I got to ask you if you got anything, Matt. I know we try to get away from this whole. He's never been a coordinator, but man, the guy, the wide receiver coach from Ohio State. I'm willing to go all out. I'm willing to go all out for him. Yeah, I know he's a position guy that's never been a coordinator, but all he do is send people to the league. You can get talent with this guy. That's just my 2 cents. Either way, go ahead, Matt. You got anything you want to drop before we get up out of here?
No, nothing other than what I posted earlier. I haven't heard anything on a timeline. Like I said, I haven't gotten any injury updates or anything. I haven't really talked much about it. This has been dominating most of the
Gotcha.
conversations today.
Mr. Hall, you got anything?
Nope,
Hey,
not really.
have you sent my jersey, or did you decide to keep it and you just go to sleep in a Steelers jersey so you can feel better about yourself? What's going
No,
on?
hell no. I gotta send it out tomorrow. I'll take it to work with me and ship it out. I keep forgetting it. It's been laying on my floor since I got it.
In the floor.
It's still in its bag. Hey, you know what I
Shame.
won You
At
know
the
what I
front
won
door against
yesterday
Stephanie.
though?
What'd you win?
So after winning your hot garbage, I won a signed Ravens Roquan Smith jersey last night.
Oh, that's what's up.
Oh, that's cool.
So,
You gonna
so
put it in the
now
frame?
that one I probably will. So in the last 2 weeks, I've won, or 3. The Benny Snell signed Pittsburgh one. Scary Terry McLaren from Washington.
Commanders.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then yesterday, I won Roquan Smith's.
That's
So,
what's up. Well, either
that
way,
one,
man.
that one I'll definitely keep and maybe frame.
Gotcha. Well, anyway, guys, appreciate you guys jumping on. Appreciate all the comments. It's so many comments that popped up since we about to end this show. I just want to leave nobody out. What you guys think Pitt could coach rest of the games, forced to retire, resign? We don't have nothing to lose. I know this may be a reach, but the way LSU has been looking offensively, we should take a look at their OC. Not opposed to it. Not opposed to it. We got to go get somebody who knows something about the SEC and got some ties outside of the state that can get some recruiting going on
Like
and
Dan
some
Mullen.
consistency.
There's been that talk.
Kidding.
I mean,
Did
just
anybody
saying,
hear
there's
Urban?
been that
Did
talk.
anybody hear Urban Meyer to Michigan State? Did anybody else hear that, or was it
Yeah.
just me?
I heard
No, I
that
heard
a
it.
couple weeks ago.
And they
Man,
came back
well,
out today or whatever. I mean, they paid what, $9 or $10 million for Mel Tucker. I mean, they'll throw anything and everything at Urban Meyer.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But anywho, guys, we didn't chat it long enough. I'm gonna let you guys go. It's been a great show. We look forward to some news this week. If anything pops up, we may just do a spur of the moment, maybe on a Tuesday. But like I said, look forward to all the comments in the feature section. Anything that's an upcoming game times, how to watch, etc. Anything that drops during the week in regards to football, it will be in the feature section. Please feel free to comment, like, subscribe on YouTube, IG, and tag somebody in this post so they can watch the replay later on. Y'all got anything? It's all about the little Debbie Christmas trees, baby. Man, I'm put some up under my tree. How about that?
You guys have a good night.
All right, it's been good. Catch y'all
Later.
next time.